Welcome you all. Uh, Next, I am going to explain you the Banker's algorithm. In last session, we have seen about resource allocation graph, which is used when we are having one instance of resource, and here we are using Banker's algorithm when we have multiple instances of resources. So let us explain this Banker's algorithm with a small example and how you can able to work it out here for this problem. So listen, here the process, there are five process 0, 1, 2 and 3, 4, and each and every process are having three instances, that is A, B and C. So we are having multiple instances, so automatically we are going to use Banker's algorithm here. Here what they have given us, allocation, maximum, available and need. That means to execute this process we need some resources to execute, and also we should know what is the maximum available resources for the process and what are the resources has been allocated to the process. Okay, and what we need to execute the process and what is available at present. So with the available resource, how we can able to execute, which process will execute, we will let us see here. So we need to find out what is the safe sequence. We can't able to assure that P1, P0 will execute first, P1 will execute next, P2, P3, P4. According to the availability of resources, consider P4 will execute first, or next P0 will execute first, or next P3 will execute first. So according to the availability of resources, we can sure that which process will execute. So for that we have to find out the safe sequence. Safe sequence. What is the sequence of the process? What is the sequence of the process executing? Okay, now they have given the process. What is this 010753? I will explain you that. So the process P naught, the maximum allocation of this maximum resources availability for this process P naught is instance A instance is 7, for B instance is 5 and C instance is 3. But how much has been allocated? 0 of A, 1 of B and 0 of C. Okay, so this has been allocated. This is the maximum need, maximum available of the maximum allocation, maximum of resources of process P naught of all these three instances. So how much now it needs to execute for this process P naught, and what is the at present available resources? 3 of A, 3 of B and 2 of C. Okay, now we need to know that this is maximum resources and allocated resources. We need to know how much resources need to execute further. So for that we need to we need to find out need equals to maximum minus allocation. Maximum it has 7, but how many has been allocated? 0. So how much it needs? You separate it. Say maximum minus allocation. So 7 is maximum resources it needs. That means it needs, it is a maximum of resources it needs, but 0 has been allocated. So it needs 7. And next, here 5 has been maximum resource, 1 has been allocated. So it needs 5 minus 1, 4. 3 maximum it needs, but how many has been allocated? 0. So how much it needs? 3 minus 0, 3. Okay. Now we have to check. Initially, all the process or not has been executed. Okay. Now we have taken only the process P naught, which is we are going to check whether it will execute or not. Now we have find out the need of maximum of resources for this process P naught and available resource. So for the process P naught, need should be less than available resource. Correct or not? Yes. See, listen. That the need resources is 7 of A, 4 of B and 3 of C. It needs how much available? 3 of A, 3 of B and 2 of C. The need should be less than available. Then only this is available of resources in our system. The need should be less than this available. Then only the process P naught will execute. Else it will not execute. If it is needed matrices more, needed resources is more than the available resources, means we can't able to execute that process. See, check here. Yeah, available is 3, but it needs 7. So here itself we can say this process P naught will execute. And let go to the next one. 3 is available, but 4 it needs. So B is also not available. 2 it available, 3 it needs. So P not will not execute. It has to, it will not execute means it has to wait for the further next time. So it has to wait. Okay, once consider if P not has been executed means what's the condition? Once a process has been executed, it has to release all its resources to the system. So here it doesn't execute, so it will not allocate the available allocated resources to the system. Okay, so P not doesn't execute. P not false, it doesn't execute. Okay, next. Now go to P1. Now see what how much resources has been maximum. It needs 3 to 2. How much has been allocated to 3 is has been needed, 2 has been allocated. So how much it needs? 3 minus 2, 1. Maximum it needs to 0 has been allocated. So 2 minus 0, 2. 2 it needs. 2 has been maximum it needs. 0 has been allocated. So 2 minus 0, 2 it needs. That is this one. Need equals to maximum minus allocation. This is need. We have find out by subtracting maximum minus allocation. Now let us see. What is the P1 need? P1 needs is 1, 2, 2. What is available? 3, 3, 2. 3, 3, 2. So now check. It should be less than. Needed resources should be less than available resources in the system. 3 is available, but how much it needs? 1. Okay. 3 is available. 2 only 2 it needs. Okay. 2 is available. 2 it needs. Okay. So what happens here? All the 3 instances are available. So P1 will execute. As once it has been executed, it will release its allocated resources. P1, how much? What is allocated resources already to this process? 200. It will release these resources to the system, operating system. So the available will be what happened? Available equals to available plus release resource of the process P1. So if this resources has been released means the available resources will be increased. So what is already available resource? 3, 3, 2. Now how much resource has been released by P1? 2, 0, 0. So add this. So 5, 3, 2. Now this is the availability of resources in our system. So as the process are executing one by one, the availability of resources will increase because it releasing the resources. So automatically the availability will be increases. So the available resources now is 5, 3, 2. 5, 3, 2. Okay, so in the safe state, first P1 has been executed. P1 true. That means it has been executed. Now we are going for the next process, P2. P2. Now we have to find out the needed matrix. What is the maximum resources? 902. Our allocated resources 302. So 9 minus 3 is 6. 0 minus 0, 0. 2 minus 2, 0. How much it needs? 600. 6 of A, B 0, C 0. So need is 6 of A, 6 resources of A it needs. What is available? 5. What is the newly available resource? This one. This is the newly available resources. 5, 3, 2. See now check here. 6 of A it needs, but how much has been available? Only 5 is available. So P2 will not execute. P2 will not execute. It has to wait further some time. Okay, so P2 is false. It doesn't execute. So it will not enter into the safe state, safe sequence state. Now let us go. So as it doesn't execute, it will not release the resources. Now let us go to the next process, P3. Now we check what is the needed resources. 2 is maximum it needs, 2 has been allocated. Okay, 0. 2 it needs, how much has been allocated? 1. So how much it needs? 1. 2 it is 2 maximum it needs, how much has been allocated? 1. So how much it needs? 2 minus 1? 1. So needed matrix is needed resources is 0, 1, 1. Available, what is the newly available? 5, 3, 2. 0 it needs, okay, no problem, 5 is available. 1 it needs, 1, P3 needs, how much is available? 3 is available, okay. 1 of C, what is this? 0 and C means A, B, C instances of resources. Okay, 1 it needs, 2 is available. So okay, so P3 will execute and it will release the resources. So P3 is for true, P3 is true, comma P3 enters into the safe state, that is P3 in the safe sequence. Next process executed is P3. First P1, next P3. Now P3 will release the resources. So available of resources is equal to available plus release of resources of P3. Okay, what is available resources? 5, 3, 2. This is new available resources. Okay, what is the release of resources? This resource has been allocated to P3. So it will release. So what has been released to 1, 1. So 7, 4, 3. This is the newly available of resources. So 7, 4, 3. Now this is the availability of the resource when P3 has been executed. Now let us go for the next process, P4. Now again, the next step, we have to find out how much it needs. 4 has been maximum, it needs, 0 has been allocated. So 4 minus 0, 4. It needs. 3 needs, 0 has been allocated. So 3 minus 0, 3 it needs. 3 maximum it needs, only 2 has been allocated. So 3 minus 2, 1 it needs for its execution. Okay, so what is the needed resources for 3, 1? Should be less than available. What is the available resource? 7, 4, 3. Less than now check this, that is it needs 4 of A resources but 7 is available, okay. It needs 3, 4 is available, okay. 1 it needs, 3 is available, okay. So P4 will execute. That means it will execute and it will release its resource. So P4 becomes true, it has been executed, it enters into the safe state. And write in the safe sequence. Less than or equals to. Sometimes it both are will be equal. So less than or equals to available. Okay, now P4 has been executed, so it will release its resources. Newly available resource. Again, we have to find out the available because it will release its resource. So the available will be increased. So newly available equals to available plus release of resource of P4. What is the available resource? 7, 4, 3. Plus what is the resource it is releasing? 0, 0, 2. So now you add 7, 4, 5. This is the newly available resource. 7, 4, 5. Now, first iteration has been done. That in the first iteration, P1, P3, P4 has been executed. Still P0 and P2 doesn't execute. So it will come to the next iteration. It will check whether all the process are executed or not. No. Still these two are not yet executed. So it will comes to the next iteration. Then it will check which process wants to execute further. Now you come to P2. Sorry, P0. Now what is the needed matrix, needed resources of P0? 7, 4, 3 less than or equals to available is what? Now newly available is 7, 4, 5. Now we check sure P0 will execute because the available need is less than available. 7 is 7 available, 4 available, 3 only it needs, but 5 available. So P1 will execute. Now it will not wait for further waiting of any resources. So P0 will execute. Now P0 will becomes true. It has been executed. Now P0 enters into the safe state. That is safe sequence. You write the P0 in next to safe sequence. So now you find out newly available resource of P0 is executed. So it will release its resource P0 available equals to 745 plus what is the P0 resource 010. Find out 755. This is now newly available resources 755. Now it will check P1. P1 has been executed. Next it will go to check for P2. Now you go for P2. You see what is the needed resources of P2 is 600. What is the availability of resources? 755. Okay, now you check. It needs 6 of A, but how much available? 7 is available. Others are 0. So sure, P2 also will execute. So now P2 is executed. P2 becomes true here. So P2 will enters into the safe state. So write in the safe sequence P2, and now release its resources of P2. So what is available newly available resources is what? Release of resource of P2. So what is available resource? 755. What is the release of resource P2? 302. So what is the availability of resource? 10, 5, 7. 10, 5, 7. So this is the newly availability of resource. 10, 5, 7. Okay. At last, this is my all the process has been executed and the available resource in my system is this much 10, 5, 7. This is the total availability of resources. Now this is the total availability of resources in the system. So in our Banker's algorithm, we have seen that how each and every process are executing. That is how it enters into the safe state or how it will wait for further any release of resources. So in this, the safe sequence of this problem is first P1 will execute, next P3, P4, next P0, last is P2. So one thing I need to tell you at last that this is our total availability of resources. Yes, now you add this 5, 7, 2, 4, 5. Consider, see, add all these allocated of resources and this is the total resources available. In some case, in some problem, initially we need what is available. In starting state, I have given this data. In some problem, they will not give you what is the available of resources at present in the system. They may give you what is the total resources of the system. So at that time, what do you want to do? How you can able to find out what is the availability of the resource means you add all the allocation of resources and subtract here. See, total minus allocated of resource is equals to available. What is the total resource? 10, 5, 7 minus what is allocated resource? 7, 2, 5. Now you subtract this 10 minus 7, 3, 5 minus 2, 3, 7 minus 5, 2. See here, both are same. In some cases, they will not give this value. They will give you the total resources available in the system. They will not give you the available resources in the system. Total resources means this one. So you subtract minus allocation of resources, you will get the availability of resources. So you can enter this value and then you can able to proceed the problem. So this is our Banker's algorithm, this can be used to avoid our deadlock. That means we can able to say what in what safe sequence the process will execute. This will be useful when there is a multiple instance of resources. I think you would have understand this problem. Thank you.